Leaderboards, chat. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. They're currently being tested on the PTR, and I'm going to cover today things that I think you should know about the PTR, kind of how it works. We're going to look at each category and dive in some. So let's get started and let's talk leaderboards. All right, guys. First off, when leaderboards are going to be active in the game, how you would get to them is you would pull up your map, go up to the top, click on modes, and right here you will see the same place where you would queue for 3v3s or outpost rush. You will be clicking on the leaderboards tab here. Here it will be telling you what week you're in. You're at week 14, month 3, and quarter 5 of this leaderboard reporting of how much information it has in it. You will see you will have weekly mutation expeditions, quarterly faction, and also quarterly versus environment, quarterly versus player, and also trade skills. Of course, I'm sure you'll be able to see previous weeks and more data as you need them, but this is how it's currently structured. And like I said, it's all being tested. So by the time we get the finished product in 2 weeks or some change, it could be entirely different. So let's start. I will leave mutated expeditions for last, save the best for last for me, because that's what I'm so interested in. Followed up next by the faction war being a big one. I'm thinking that's why these guys got the 2 biggest tabs, because they're such sought after. We want it so much. Let's start with quarterly versus environment. When you first look at the screen, I want to draw your attention over to the left at the very first. It says characters, then it says company and faction. Some of these categories will not only let you track by will not only be tracked by character, but it'll be tracked by category, by company and faction as well. You will find that primarily in your faction war stuff when we get there. Environment. This is going to be stuff like your invasions, your trials, and corrupted breaches. I am so happy to see this because this is great. The big one takeaway for me here is the trials. These are the ones I really wanted to see them put some more attention on. I feel like Monishas and Eternal Pools are neglected quite a bit. Siren's Queen has probably done the most. Monishas the least, and Pools is just you know. But these two, these are just neglected a lot, and I'm glad they put them on here because it's going to give people a reason to go do them. You're going to see more people asking for them, especially as people start to grind it and wanting to get themselves at the top of the leaderboards on these guys. You can do these as many times you want to a day, as long as you have the orbs. This is a little concerning because this is only really one of the few activities that still require you to have a key, if you will, to enter. So I'm a little concerned on how that's going to look competition wise. Are there going to be people griefing other players, buying up all the materials, making it to where other players can't get access to it so that they can have it? So you guys selling the Firefox, this glowing swamp moss, all these things, my idea would my suggestion to a lot of you guys would be buy it up now, because by the time they make a fix for it, maybe weeks, maybe months may go by, or it may be something they address fast. But as it sits right now, I am very concerned on how people are going to effectively be able to compete here. Also, breaches, corruption breaches, they're everywhere, right? We see them all over the place, and you can do them a lot. Come the update, when the PTR finally drops and the leaderboards come in they go live, they are saying around that same time, they're going to be changing corruption breaches from what they currently are now to a different type of breacher, making them more scarce at least, and making them a little bit more difficult, meaning you won't have access to these as easy as you are now. So all my corrupted lodestone gamers out there, farm them now. So I gave you the warning. You guys may want to check on that. Moving on to the next category, I kind of bruised. Hold on, I kind of moved straight on past evasions here. Invasions is what it is. I mean, I like the mode, and there's evasion lords. I love doing it. So evasions, damage absorbed, I think is kind of cool. Damage dealt. This is gonna be your corruption breacher games. Run out to the corruption all the time. Your corruption gamers. Heals, kills, wins, scores. So this is gonna have a ranking system to it. The only thing that's kind of sad about it is, as you can see here, we get rewards for trials. We get rewards here for corruption breaches, but there are not any rewards for invasions, for placing in the top list evasions. But why? I always want to know why. Especially when invasions take more coordination and probably more work, I would say, than getting together any sort of trials team or a corruption breach team. So why no rewards? It's kind of weird. I'm hoping they address that. Moving on, versus quarterly players. I mean, quarterly players versus quarterly versus players. Outpost Rush, 3v3 arenas, and good old open world PvP. This is a big one, guys. Pay close attention. My open world PvP players, they are going to be on the hunt for you. Yes, that's right. I'm talking to you. The Mr. Flagged Up Full Luck Gear, going out, checking boxes, running around. They are going to be looking specifically for you because they need you to push these numbers. There is going to be a overwhelming push of just anger, I believe, on Reddit about this because they're going to be claiming it's griefing when they're literally clicking a button saying they're agreeing to PvP. So you will see that this will change the dynamic of open world farming, especially when flagged. You're going to have to make some adjustments and you're going to have to do some things differently. People hate change, but change is a coming. So get ready, my open world people, my open world flag looters. Be very welcome, be very aware. Outpost Rush, you're getting everything from a KD tracker to my NPC kills from my PvEers, all the way down to damage dealt. There's so much stuff on here that you can track. This one does not seem to be giving any sort of quarterly rewards at this moment. This is a PTR. Hopefully that's just a miss on their side, but we'll see. 3v3 arenas, same ordeal. No rewards for this for top placing people. Hopefully this is an oversight as well. You have your wins, loss ratio, kills, KD, max heals done in there, damage done in there, all that kind of stuff. Great things to track. Going to trade skills, all of these categories will be tracked by the legendaries you produce. So fishing, legendaries you catch. Jewel crafting, legendaries you craft. Somebody on the PTR right now has crafted 181 legendaries. Let me say it again. Someone on the PTR right now has crafted 181 legendaries. What are you doing, baby? But I guess, you know, testing. It's not that hard when you think about it. I mean, they give you the resources and tons of resources to just craft away just for fun. So maybe they're testing something. Weaponsmithing, same thing. It looks like this guy is just testing all the crafting things that he wants to. So that's what's going on there. Once again, not tracked by company or faction on this side. Moving on to the big boy here. Faction wars. First thing out the gate, territory control, days governed. How many days has this particular faction governed? So they have 51 days of governing in Syndicate, 40 in Marauders, 5 in the Covenant. Then you have streak. Streaks is going to be consistent from a full, basically from one point to another without interruption. They're not. It says this leaderboard is not tracked by faction. So for faction, it doesn't. Wins period, and then it's broken down to wins by attacks, and to defend. Of course, on this too, no rewards. Hopefully that's an oversight. You go over to the company tab. Now this is where you see how many days these companies have governed, and then their streak. So although We Stat Pad has 16 days of governorship, they have a 12-day streak. So if you look at it, the highest one being 12 and them having 12, then they have governed 16 days. We Stat Pad seems to be the winner. And now you see there are rewards here on this side. Now you see the rewards, top 3 and top 10. So it's not always top 10 and top 50. It depends. For companies, it's top 3 and top 10. Then we go to faction. Days governed, wins, all these things. And then you got, of course, by character too as well. But character doesn't track your days or governing streak because you don't govern by yourself. It takes a company. So, but you still have information for your faction wars when you're in wars, your own personal stats to show your attack wins, your attack defends, your KD ratios, and these things to really kind of help you give your resume out, especially for my warloggers and also for my bar pushers and my mercenaries. This is always a good thing to show. Well, bar pushers are basically just bar push, but they usually want to get murked out in wars too. But either way, this is just a good way to show off your stats and be like flex with them, right? Just flex on a little bit. It seems like score does give you rewards. Since there's multiple different categories, we'll see. Score seems to be the only one that's going to give you either the top 10 and top 50. So hopefully we'll see some changes in that, but we'll see. So there's multiple different ways it seems to be able to get these rewards, even if you don't have high score. Maybe if you have the most wins that week or the most wins that quarter, you'll still get it. We'll see. And I don't know what the ETA is on when they'll be giving these rewards out, each quarter, week, whatever. I don't know when. Then the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart, we are now here to the Mutated Expedition Leaderboard. So quick and easy overview on this one. You can go for best score or you can go for best time, which means fastest times with a gold clear. So whatever that looks like for you guys, you got to be as fast as you can, but you got to do it in the gold status. And this changes each week. Right now it is right now they have it as Dynasty and Barnacles in there for the PTR. So it's always just going to show the information for the current mutated ones, and on the PTR it's Dynasty and Barnacles. So you can go check them out and see what they're about and then make your plans and go for it, right? So this is going to be really cool. Of course, these guys, there seems to be rewards for top 5 and top 25 for clear time and for maximum score, which is really cool. But this is, of course, not tracked by company and not tracked by faction. So that is kind of an overview of the layout of talking through everything here. In closing my review of this, I think this is a very solid attempt at AGS responding to us as players wanting more information in game and having more of a ranking system so that we could, kind of look at stats and have something to chase. I really like it. I do want to see them expand a little bit more on making sure there's enough rewards to go around for performing players in certain categories. I noticed they left things like music off of the list and stuff like that for bards. I'm an inclusionist type of person. I want everybody to try to compete within their own realm of what they do. If somebody likes to play, wants to challenge somebody to play a song and say they can play it better and more consistently, I'm all down for it. Whatever way they want to be competitive, let them have it. Let them have their fun. I'm all at it. But I really want to see, we'll probably may see a follow-up video to this in a few weeks once Leaderboards is out to kind of talk about how the experience is. I've got some things in my mind of how it may play out, and if they are true, I'll do a follow-up video and address those then. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to my YouTube family for showing up, my YouTube squad for coming out and checking out this video. I hope to get more stuff like this out to you guys soon. Be easy, never sleazy. You know what it is. Your boy Nelson. I'll catch you on the next one. Later, baby.